Hello, I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. And today I am joined by the beautiful Eve O'Neill, who is going to come on here live in a moment. So I was just sharing with everybody before you came on that you're going to share about your experience inside Ashing's Health School because you were so kind to share some amazing words, I think last week, and I was just like, oh, I'd love to hear your experience and learn more about it. So thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, Ash, it was definitely deserving because I always feel like when things impact your life in a very positive way, that needs to be, the needs to be out there spread so that you can, you've helped me in so many ways, and I think you can help many, many people also. So it's good to let people know and get the word out there about it.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, so tell me, what are the biggest changes that you've noticed working together inside Ashton's Health School?
When I decided to first join your school, what I was looking for was, simplicity. I knew that I wanted to eat healthier and actually have a plan in place for myself. And I wasn't really interested in doing, I know there's a lot of food plans and different, other things out there, but I was kind of more, I I didn't want it to be like, oh, eat this and you'll look a certain way, you'll look really good. I like, yeah, those programs work and stuff, but I wanted it to be so that it wasn't like toxic food that I was putting into my body to get the aesthetic results that I'm looking for. I knew that I wanted to look good, but also feel good. And I wanted to do that in a simple way. So when I joined your school, it was definitely exactly what I needed because you have everything so well laid out. You have the recipes that you can make for yourself in the week coming up. You have the shopping list ready to go. And then also, so what it gave me essentially was structure. That's definitely one of the big things I've taken away from being a member of your school is structure. And because, when lives get really busy, which they are nowadays, we can get caught up in our heads, and really the thing to suffer is food and what we put into our body, and through your school I realized that it's definitely the number one that we need to look after for overall health.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just simplified everything. I knew the food that I was getting was wholesome and nutritious, and it gave me the structure that I needed so that I could put my focus on other things in my life that I needed to. I didn't jeopardize myself, when reaching for eating a meal or anything like that. And then along with that, you have so many great like guest speakers and different podcasts that you've done, master classes that open my eyes further to so much, like your master class with Barbara Wren. And I had been kind of feeling myself that, everything in our lives we are responsible for. But when hearing, Barbara Wren talk, and it just really home that, the power lies in our hands. We are responsible for everything that happens in our life, and whether that is diet or stress or anything that is, making our lives anything other than great, is essentially down to us. And I think we have become so reliant on outside sources and everything outside of ourselves, and have become so disconnected from life itself. I guess I was always in this loop that life is working against me, and like it's like me, life.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I always felt. And but I just, like, through your school, I woke up to the fact that it was like, no, life is actually here for me and ready to help in every way possible. It's me who's actually the one working against life. And when you realize that, it just opens up so much, you know, being able to take responsibility for your actions, what you do. Um, it's really empowering. It's scary. It's definitely scary. Empowering at the same time, you know, because it's definitely hard to know that I'm the reason for everything that's going on in my life, you know. But what it also gives you is the the confidence to know and the power to know that you can change that too, that it doesn't have to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I have found like one of the best ways that I have been able to change certain things in my life is essentially what I'm putting into my body and what I eat.
Yeah.
You know, it really, it's really important.
You shared something with me recently. I just found it so fascinating, just in terms of the impact of the juicing and how that's opened up your creativity. And I just find that's what I love about this, is like, it's not just about the nutrition. It's not just about having a juice. It's actually about what it's actually doing for your life. Like what that is like, opening you up to be able to be in this life.
Yeah. That it was the first month that I was with you. You said do a 5-day juice cleanse.
It sounds like really extreme.
Straight in. And you know, it was definitely hard, but what I like, sticking with it, suddenly like something just opened up. It was like a channel opened up, and I felt a connection in a way I had never felt before. And that's when I was like, oh, there's something in this. And I found myself, yes, through creativity, I found myself like, I was playing the guitar, writing songs, and they were just coming through so much easier, clear. I could hear everything. Everything was clear.
Yeah.
And it was definitely something I hadn't experienced before. It was like, oh, this is the flow of life. This energy when it's able to come through you. And I get, you know, when you're juicing, there's nothing left in the way to obstruct the flow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what was one of your favorite parts of the experience?
One of my favorite parts of the experience, my favorite part of the experience is that you ask us to, what are our 3 intentions each week? And that's really been, it's really been a life changer for me. Just that simple thing, you know, your 3 intentions for this week, because I've never, you know what it would be? I would have several intentions, like a billion intentions. I'm like, this week now, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'd be like, wait, middle of the week, wait, what was I doing again? I have no idea.
Yeah.
What was that intention on Sunday that I wanted to do? And so just having you say, you know, what are your 3 intentions this week? And then we write it down in the group, we post it. And it just makes, again, everything so clear for me. So yeah, overall, like, being a member of the school has just really brought me so much clarity, you know, because I'm like, oh, my 3 intentions for this week are boom, boom, boom. And I really find myself sticking to that every week. And, you know, they're not the same intentions each week, which is nice as well, because I do like change. So it makes you like really tune into the moment and be like, okay, what am I feeling into what I need this week, you know? And there's something that brings you very, very present with yourself in doing that sort of practice, because it changes. And this week I could be like, I really feel like going for more walks. I feel like the beach, you know, and then when I find myself sticking to that intention, doing it, it's just what I need.
Yeah.
And then next week it could be something different, but at least I have focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's been my favorite part. Oh, and I I have another favorite part.
Go on, yeah.
And that's every Friday you do, you know, the win of the week.
Yeah.
You know, what's your Friday win?
Yeah.
And that really allows time for reflection. And you're like, okay, did I show up for myself this week like I had promised?
Yeah.
And I guess you can say, yeah, I did. Or, you know what, this week wasn't great. I know next week that I want to show up for myself more and commit to my intentions, you know. So it's both of those are
I love that. Yeah, because it's so easy, isn't it, to drift? There's so many distractions out there.
Yep.
Like you can just find the days and weeks just going by, and you're actually, you know, you're not actually present to what you're doing.
Absolutely. It's easy, so easy to get swayed.
Completely. Yeah.
You know. Yeah, and to be able to come back to your focus and be like, you know what, this is what I was focused on this week, and commit to that. You know, it's honoring yourself in a way, you know.
Yeah.
Which can sometimes be hard to do, or we forget.
And especially I think emotions pull us out, you know, like when things happen, it's like it's just easy. It's like so many people say to me, I know what I should be doing, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's probably, you know, that's the reason I created Action Self School, to actually create a space of practice and building that momentum, but also like not needing to do it perfectly. It's like just focusing on what's your next step, and, you know, keep that going, and eventually kind of everything starts to come together when you do it, like really simply, as you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a practice. You know, when I was growing up, there was no word I was practice. You know, you have to practice your instrument, you have to practice your singing. I'm like, no, I have such a resistance to practicing. But you know, anything in life, it really is a practice. If you want change, if you want, you know, to make your life the best way it could be, and you know, you're feeling like there's more but you're not able to get there, it's really about practice. It like really is. And I guess what I could sometimes find myself doing is overwhelming myself, like, again, doing too many practices at once.
Yeah.
But what you've managed to do is bring it back to the simplicity of it, and, you know, the small baby steps, and even just showing up for those small baby steps.
Yeah.
And at the end of the week, how it feels to know you've accomplished small baby steps. It spirals from there.
Yeah. And that's a key thing as well that I hear from so many people, is the overwhelm. Again, like trying to do everything all at once. And so, yeah, that's what I aim to do, is kind of like, as you're saying, simplify that down so that you're actually able to enjoy the journey and enjoy the process as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the aim.
Like, practice in my mind used to be like, I have to go from where I am right now to perfect.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So when I practice this guitar, I better be amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. There's no room for learning, or, you know.
Yeah, no. So when I hear practice, it would be like almost a frustrating thing, because I would have this idea that I needed to go from zero to one.
Yeah.
You know, but when you scaling it back, and just that one step at a time, it's like one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
Like, that's the key. But showing up to put that one foot in front of the other is the most important part.
That's where the Navy SEAL Ashton comes in, where she's like, what's the next step? What's the next step?
Yeah. And, you know, you have organized the cold water swims, and again, that it's so great to have someone there to be like, no, we are doing this, because it does give your mind the chance to kick in and be like, oh, I don't really feel like doing that. It's just like, no, just get in and do it. when you experience something, that's when you're like, oh, it completely takes away like all those thoughts that you had running of why you don't want to do it. And when you experience something, you're like, oh, why didn't I do this all along?
I know. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it takes,
we're resistant though, aren't we? We're resistant to change and things that are outside our comfort zone. And, you know, and it really is, it's like you have to create that as like a muscle. And that's something that that's what I aim to do in my own practice, and then to share that inside the health school, so that, you know, that we're all like coming into our own power, you know, and to land into who we are.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't mean that like these certain things would be for everyone, but it's like, you know, experience. I always find, for me, like, experience a lot of things and then like really tune into how did that make me feel, and if it makes you feel really, then that's the thing that you do again. And if it's like no, that wasn't for me, then you don't need to force yourself into doing that, but definitely experience everything. And the biggest thing to look out for is how you feel after you've done it. And if you feel really good, then that's something you should be bringing into your life more.
Yeah, absolutely. So why would you say people should make the investment in Ashling's Health School?
Because I really think that this is a time for empowerment. I think even with everything that's been going on in the world and all around us, you know, it's really come to the forefront how much we have given our power away. We've given even we put our health into the hands of other people. And it's really a time where you have to take responsibility yourself and know that if you want change, if you want to feel really good, nobody outside of you is going to do it for you. You know, if you're looking for it in external places, you will never be healed. You may know short-term happiness, or you may feel good short-term, but it's not going to be a long-term thing. If you're looking for long-term life changes for the better, it's going to be up to you to do that. And I mean, food and exercise for me are like definitely in the one of the top things to feel good, to feel good in your life. Because I even know myself, the minute if I eat something that's like, you know, I know is not good for me, I'll feel like, you know, like crap after. So why are we going to, and then I'll be looking for something else to make me feel better. It's like, no, it's about standing in your power and saying, this is what's good for me. And if you don't know how to do that, then your health school, Ashling's Health School, definitely knows how to do that. And it's done in such a brilliant format. And it's really, you're really good at helping to introduce those lifelong change, you know? And it's such a in a such a holistic way. It's like it's not just the food, it's not just that, it's a whole holistic approach, you know. So if you're ready to feel better about yourself, to feel empowered and feel strong and confident and know that it's up to you, then I think joining your school is a no-brainer.
Oh, thanks so much, Eve.
You're welcome.
That's really good to hear. And like, do you find yourself now like that? I suppose the changes that you've made, you know, it's like that you feel like it's made such a difference to your health, that it's like this is something that you can practice long term. It's not just a fad diet, or it's not just a quick fix thing.
Yeah.
You're kind of learning, you know, like how you best support yourself. Like how is that kind of changing your outlook on food and how you take care of yourself?
Yeah, I guess, you know, I think people and myself sometimes used to think that eating restricted or eating this kind of, you know, diet is the way to do it way, and oh my God, am I going to have to do this forever?
Yeah.
But you know, it doesn't have to be that way at all. It can actually be a very delicious a very delicious lifestyle, and it doesn't have to be like restricted in any way, because I guess, you know, it's just about opening your eye to all the other foods out there that are as delicious, as nourishing, you know, and really give you those same feelings. It's just like a switch in perspective.
Yeah.
You know, I love like delicious meals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like to cook a really nice dinner is like something I love to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize I can still, I thought that was something I would have to let go of, you know, and like
Yeah.
that would be no more.
Yeah, it's not all juice cleanses, like.
It's not all juice cleanses, no. And like I was so wrong. In fact, like I've through your recipes that you've posted, I've been introduced to like foods I would never have even thought of making, and which are like, oh my God, delicious, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not doom and gloom.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's amazing. And the best part about it is you still feel amazing after.
Yeah, that's the big difference, isn't it?
That's the huge difference. It's like, oh, I don't feel bloated. I don't feel like throwing myself down and sleeping for 2 hours. You know, I feel amazing. I still feel full of energy. And it was just as delicious and satisfying. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just a new way, isn't it? And it just, again, like what you're saying, it's not about having to overhaul everything overnight, and that's not ever the intention of what I do with people, is like just to do slow and you know, steady changes, so that it's like it feels just natural, just like a natural transition.
Yeah, you know what, Ashley, yeah, you said it there, because I didn't even realize it was happening. I didn't even realize how much my perspective around food, or my tastes for certain foods, was changing. It was a slow progression. Like before I knew it, I was like falling in love with all these new kinds of foods, and not even interested in the foods that I used to eat. And it was, whoa, I don't even know when that happened.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because it was such a nice progression.
Yeah.
You know, it was a journey, and a really an enjoyable one. And now I'm like in a place where I never thought I could be.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for my very eyes.
Yeah, totally. I feel the same about, you know, I used to look at people and be like, oh gosh, I couldn't eat like that now. Whereas now I'm just like, oh yeah, I totally get it now, because it's like, it's actually how you feel, and the energy that you feel is like nothing from, say, like stimulants. You know, like, say, most people are used to having coffee and chocolate and all the things that are stimulating them, but it's actually moving away from stimulants into like actually allowing your body to have its like own natural energy.
And it doesn't even compare.
Doesn't it not?
It doesn't even, not even close.
Yeah.
Loved my coffee.
Yeah, because I remember talking to you, I can't remember, was it like last year? I was like, Eve, the coffee.
Yeah, you were like, and I was like, no, I'm having 2 glasses of water and a coffee. Like, let's do the count. You know, so that was actually, that was the start. I was balancing it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then it's like you think that sort of coffee gives you the buzz, and that's what you're looking for. It's like, oh my God, the buzz that I got from the juice cleanse that we did, it was like next level.
I know, you feel like you just feel so good inside.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's a whole other level, you know. And you won't ever know it until you experience it for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, it's really, it's a gift for your body, I think.
Yeah, because I think that's the flip, isn't it? Instead of seeing it as deprivation, you're actually seeing it as like this expansive gift.
Mhm.
You're actually like in service of your body, and it's completely different to that. Like, I'm on a diet, I feel constricted, and oh my god.
Yeah, I can't have this, I can't have that. Again, it's that shift in perspective. It's like, oh my God, I'm nourishing my body. Like it's more, it's comes from more of a loving place
Yeah.
than a rejection
Yeah.
place.
Absolutely. I think that's what the dieting kind of culture promotes, is like, you know, like calories in, all this kind of stuff, and it's like you're in conflict with yourself. You're like opposing yourself, as opposed to actually working with your body and working with how you're, you know, how you best, you know, are able to nourish yourself.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, so this weekend we're going to be doing our next juice cleanse for Halloween.
Yes.
To open up, so I said the time where most people tend to like have lots of sweets. I know obviously this year is different with trick or treating, but it is the kind of time of like, you know, having lots of treats. So we're going to be treating ourselves with beautiful juices and lots of gorgeous recipes. And
I said, I actually can't wait.
I know, yeah. I was like, it just feels like really fun to do it.
Yeah, it's, you know what it is? It's like, oh, I've always done the same things year after year after year. And it's like, you know, those, they'll always be here. It's like, why not try something different? Why not say, what the heck? I'm going to do something completely different this year and just change it up, you know?
Yeah, change it up. Yeah. So if anyone is listening and they're interested in joining us, just send me a DM. I'm happy to have you join us, because it's lovely to do what I feel in the group. Like even facilitating it, I just feel like there's like a momentum when we kind of, it's like we're entering into it together, you know. And it's the same with, you know, yourself and your teaching as well. You teach yoga, and it's like when you do it together, oh my gosh, you do so, you go the extra mile. Whereas when you're kind of on your own, it's easier to kind of be like, sure, I'll forget about that now.
Yeah. It definitely gives a great strength to it, you know, like to feel like we are in this together. Like it's that community feeling, which is really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much, Eve, for coming on and sharing your experience. It's been wonderful to this chat with you.
Yeah, I have a tendency to babble on.
No, you're very good. You're always great to expand, and just, I learned so much from you when you explain that. So thanks so much for sharing. Yeah. So have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon.
Okay, see you soon. Okay.